Hello everyone, my name is Sipsy and today I have another video for you, and this is going to be my Canadian squad builder as I continue to plough through these squad builders sort of alphabetically as long as I can afford to build the squad themselves. Anyway, this Canadian squad builder I cannot recommend highly enough how much you do not build this team. It is woeful, it is honestly worse than a bronze team, and for the money that it costs, it's just not worth it. They're pretty much all discard price players. I mean, other than of course Simeon Jackson and possibly De Rosario, but the team is pretty poor. And in goal we have Hirschfield, and the only real thing I can say about him is, one, he can catch, but two, he will not save anything because he is the slowest man alive. You can see he has 20 speed there, and that is not a lie. He can't dive, he just generally falls over, and it's slow motion. He is the worst keeper I've used. At right back we have Hainault, who is also slow as fuck. He can head the ball, he has 72 heading, but he is woeful at right back and is just terrible, but I had to have him there to get 100 chemistry. Now the centre back's McKenna. He does have good stats of 81 heading and 69 defending, but his pace of 33 just makes him a shitter version of Mertesacker. The other centre back, Jakovic, 53 pace, 68 defending and 68 heading. He was just a bog standard player, I couldn't really complain about him. Morgan, not too bad for a left back, 84 pace, but again defensively very bad because he's bronze with 60 defending and 56 heading. Up into the two centre defensive mid slots you've got Bernier, who I didn't really notice in midfield at all. He had very little ball control, was pretty poor. Johnson, even though he had 80 pace, I barely even felt like there was a midfield at all in this team. On the right we have Simpson, who's actually a left mid. He has 80 pace, 72 dribbling, which I would have thought would have made him quite good, but he was absolutely woeful. He couldn't keep the ball at his feet and was just terrible at even dribbling and anything. Now the only good player in this team is Junior Hoylett, who happens to be an absolute monster. He has 91 pace, 70 shooting, 70 passing and 81 dribbling. None of those stats are a lie, they should all be 99. He is a beast. He can sprint, he can do skills, he can shoot, he can finesse it, he can just beat players. He is an all-round monster. I fully recommend buying Junior Hoylett and just not buying the rest of this team. In fact, if I could have had 11 Junior Hoyletts, I would have. Now up front, Simeon Jackson again is one of those players that's sort of shit but not that shit. He had a good enough pace to get away from the defenders of 85 pace. His shooting of 65 is a little bit underrated, I would say, and his 70 heading wasn't too bad alongside 71 dribbling. But again, still really not the sort of player that you want to give the ball to up front, and I wouldn't feel confident in a one-on-one situation with him. De Rosario was slow and useless, and even though his stats say that he should be good, he just isn't. He is woeful. Now I had to put Morgan in the team because he made the chemistry 100. Obviously I have an MLS manager and a couple of MLS players in there, so I would have played De Jong, who looks like he's got alright stats, but again he isn't great. So I highly recommend you don't build this team, for the love of God. But I mean, if you're Canadian, you want to build a Canadian team, go ahead, try it out. I definitely recommend using Hoylett. If you like the video guys, please leave a like. If you want to subscribe to me you can, and I will leave you guys with the goals.
Inside